Blank Forms here. Check me out on Instagram or wherever you listen to music. I'm going to talk about crafting a kick on the Digitakt. And I'm going to start with one of my go-tos, which is a noise sample. I'm going to use, I think this is some vinyl crackle or something like that I'm going to use to build a kick sound. And this is what it sounds like. First thing I'm going to do is just find a spot, a starting point that has just a little bit of pop to it, maybe a little bit of bass, though there's not much in this sample. That'll do. And next I'm going to make the amp envelope just kick-esque. Nice and short, snappy. Give it a little bit of sound afterwards. That feels pretty good. Alright, now I'm just going to throw it into the sequencer so that I don't have to keep playing it. Great, okay. And that could be a little tighter with the start point. That seems good. Alright, so now the filter. This is probably the most important part. The Digitakt filter is awesome. It can do so much, and to my ears it sounds great. It's super transparent, but super, I don't know, surgical. You can kind of really get in there far more than what the little visuals would lead you to believe. Okay, so I just switched it to a high pass and set it down low here and turned the resonance way up so that it's pretty much resonating. And right off the bat you can hear it gives it a whole lot more oomph. Next up I'm going to give it a little motion via the filter envelope. And it's starting to feel like a kick. The amount that this moves is a big part of whether you have a transient, or at least what kind of transient you have. So I'm going to quicken it, make it a faster decay, I guess. Make it bigger. This isn't always what I want, but I like to try it. I'm not going to go quite so much. A little higher. It's feeling pretty good. I'm going to shorten this a bit. Nice. So that's feeling pretty good. So one thing you'll notice, if you track this into a DAW or something, is that this filter resonates all the way down. So you sometimes end up with a bunch of like sub 30, sub 40, like way down there audio information that you don't need, that I end up band passing out in the DAW. Which brings me to an important part, actually. For me, with the Digitakt, I prefer not to work with overbridge. I really like the way the signal path sounds going out. The two outs, I think they did a really nice job with that. Comes out really beefy, the bass is strong, and the highs are really clear and not harsh, versus going straight digital through the USB. I like this sound a lot. You end up having to do a couple extra steps, because if you want to stem everything out, you end up having to solo things, record them, and then put them into place in the DAW. But for me, it's worth it. They just sound great coming out of here. So that's our kick so far. Next up, I'm going to play with the overdrive a bit. I'm not a huge fan of the overdrive sound on the Digitakt, but just a little bit for subtle saturation, especially for sounds like this, can be nice. I don't love it when it gets up into this sort of an area, but just a little can be great. Turn that up a bit. And then getting the shape right on the amp envelope can make all the difference for when you actually have it in context in the beat. Okay, so I have a couple other sounds going here. I'll just throw those in. Feeling pretty nice. Okay, another way to work with kicks on the Digitakt is to Not necessarily work with a noise sample, but instead I'm just going to go to a pretty standard kick sample. Nothing too surprising there. But sometimes it can be fun to just do the same process, filter it a bit, mess with the pitch. I guess I skipped over that with the other one, but we'll do it here. Messing with the pitch just to get it exactly where you want it. You can really fine tune a kick in the Digitakt. Okay, so same process. Move this down here. Give it a little added low end. That's nice right there. Maybe not go quite as far as the last one. Decide whether I want to give it motion. That's feeling pretty nice, pretty subtle. You could go farther, for example. Gets pretty huge, but also resonatey, which I don't necessarily want right now. And then again, playing with the envelope. I'll throw this into sequencer. A little bit of overdrive. Get rid of that loop. Just kind of balancing it out a bit. That's pretty nice. Might be a little loud. And then finally tuning it. Can make a huge difference. Alright, let's hear the other elements. A little loud. And just for fun, let's hear what happens when I stack the other one. It's a little strong. But tuning that down. Alright, feeling pretty good. And as always, once I have a beat like this, I like to save it. Copy it. Let's see, we'll go over here and paste. And then mess around with it with overall settings. For example, that's nice. Anyway, so quick tutorial on crafting kick drums. It's definitely not rocket science as far as the Digitakt goes. It's just using basic settings, but you can really kind of dial things in a quick and fun way. Thanks for watching on Blank Forms. Again, check me out on Instagram or my music, wherever you listen to music. Thanks so much.